What is one daily practice that I recommend everybody does for their personal and professional life in order to continue to stay focused, motivated, and grow? Self-growth is huge. Would be understanding how important it is to have a balance in your life. You know, I come from a world where, I'll talk about it publicly, I didn't have a balance in my life. My whole world was working 10, 12-hour days because I loved what I did. You know, for me, work was pleasure. And then I would come home, and I was, at that time, I had to be a mother of 3 young children and, you know, be a supportive wife. When it came to having some time for me, I never put any thought or effort into that. But one thing that I think kept me going for many years so that I could consistently be motivated, fired up, and keep everything going right at home and at work was the practice of self-talk, self-reflection. And I would do that when I was driving home, whether I was driving home at night from work, whether I was driving to work in the morning. It was me time where I had an opportunity to reflect about what took place at work, what took place at home, conversations with my employees, conversations with my boss, conversations with my children, my husband, etc. So today, I've understood how powerful and important it is to create a balance in your life. And that balance comes in 4 pillars. You're talking about the pillar of personal goals, making sure that your goals are aligned on a professional and a personal level, and revisiting those goals often. You're talking about the power of personal wealth, making sure that when you are working hard, you know, where are you investing your funds? How much are you really saving? Do you have the right, let's say, insurance policies if anything was to happen? And then the pillar of personal health, taking care of your body and your mind. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of others. So that meditation time, or whether it's, you know, having that cardio 3-4 times a week just to get those stresses released. And then the pillar of greater purpose. A lot of us who end up being successful and continue for many years to come, we're always doing it for a greater purpose, to impact others. Others find, you know, the way. So if we talk about that daily regimen, I would say that it's a cycle. It's a cycle when it comes to self-talk. What did I do today? Who did I impact? How did that certain meeting go? Am I satisfied with the conversation I had? If yes, good job. How can I do it better? Small celebrations is really important. If you're very goal-oriented, and of course nothing's good enough and you want more and you're not satisfied, that's great. That's why you'll continue to go. But you must stop to have those small celebrations so that you can pat yourself in the back when you've deserved it and be able to go forward. If the conversation I had didn't go well, what could I have done differently? How can I have said it differently? You know, what should I never do again? So being honest with yourself is probably the best thing that you can do for yourself. And really not give yourself an excuse of the fact that if you did something you weren't supposed to, that it was okay. The water spilled. You can't do anything about it, but how can you make it better? What did you learn from that experience? That ultimately leads to self-image. How do you see yourself? If others see you successful, but you don't see yourself successful, you're not going to be able to achieve that end result. Body language speaks louder than words. So when you're entering a room, when you're sitting down in that meeting, when you're trying to convince your client to do what's ultimately best for them based on their needs, how do you come across? Self-image. All successful people have one thing in common. they're very confident. They believe in their capabilities. So self-image at that next cycle will lead to your actions and your behaviors. How much work you get done during the day, how impactful you were, how well you met your goals, how much energy you have to have your follow-throughs with what's going to happen in the next day, week, month, quarter. The ability to make the goals that you set an actual reality and hopefully even surpass those goals. So your actions and your behaviors, the conversations you have with people, the way you make people feel. And last but not least, when you have the right self-talk every day, leaking into your self-image, leaking into those daily action and behavior, the last thing is results. You're going to have the results that you've wanted. So that would be my advice of what needs to happen every day for you to push you.